I'd like to welcome you to the public meeting for Verona Borough Council, December 11th, 2018. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Kenna.
President Ricky Bell.
Here.
Mr. Conti.
Here.
Dr. Carpenter.
Present.
Ms. Loalbo.
Here.
Mr. McCarthy.
Here.
Ms. Provenza.
Here.
Mr. Suchovich.
Here.
Mayor Recupero.
Here.
Mr. Alexander.
Here.
Mr. Pitch.
Here.
And I am also present.
Okay, no registered comments from the public. Council will now hear comments from the public on agenda-related items. Please approach the podium. State your name and address. Limit your comments to 3 minutes, and please be sure to have signed in if you intend to talk. Okay. Mr. Kennel. Okay.
Just turn it on the mic.
Turn the recorder on. Any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay. So I'm up.
Yep.
Okay,
All
so
yours.
the first thing on my agenda was the meeting minutes. I'm going to ask council that we review the meeting minutes for the next meeting, trying to get everything else ready for tonight. I didn't get a chance to revise them and make sure that I didn't have any misspelled words and things like that. So I want to table that till the next meeting.
Okay.
And bills payable, everybody has a big printout this month of the treasurer's report. It's the large one in front of you. All the bills that we've paid and are outstanding are in there. And I need a motion to approve the bill, or pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Motion by Mr. Conti. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. McCarthy. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Tax collector?
Tax collector report for the month of November, we received in current year real estate tax, $10,052.33. Real estate transfer tax, $4,321.80. Earned income taxes for the current year was $26,525.53. Local service taxes for the current year was $10,693.75.
Can I have a motion to accept the tax collector special taxes report?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Provenza. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conti. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
For the treasurer's report, we started November with $526,746.29 in the general fund. We received $82,726.11 in deposits. We spent $167,802.66 for an ending balance in the general fund of $441,669.74.
Can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to accept treasurer's report.
Motion by Mr. Conti. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Loalbo. Are there any questions?
One quick question, Jerry, on these expenses. Is that a lot of that matching funds that we had to pay out?
In November, no. Not in November. We didn't, you mean grant matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Diamond Way grant match did go through this
Okay.
month.
Is that an average amount that we spend? I just,
Well, this time of year, we're always gonna be taking in, so there was we spent $26,615 on Diamond Way.
okay.
So that's a pretty large piece of that.
Yeah.
This time of year, we're always gonna spend more than we're taking in, because there's nothing really due this time of year. So any of the taxes that we bring in, especially in a month like November, is all usually people that are paying their real estate taxes late, paying their earned income taxes late. That's all collected quarterly. So it's kind of an off month for receiving funds, so.
Okay.
Typical. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, motion on the floor by Mr. Conti and second by Mrs. Loalbo. Are there any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Police chief's report.
Evening.
Good evening.
We received nice complaints for the month of November. 11 crimes reported, 8 cleared, 5 arrests, 2 crimes code summaries issued, 18 vehicle code summaries issued, 31 borough code summaries issued, and 78 parking tickets. Magistrate's fines collected was $1,160.54. Total fines and fees is $535. Police reports purchased $60. Municipal fines $33.91. Total fines and fees collected was $1,789.45. Then another $175 in parking permit fees. Something I just want to bring up. Last month, myself and Officer Urban assisted Verona School. They had like a mock lockdown. It's kind of a practice to the kids see the police officers come into school. And all the rooms are locked down. The kids are with their teachers. We go through the process, walk them through the principal, and kind of give them some ideas, and we're receiving some information from them. But some of the information I really don't want to bring up what all it's about, but basically we assisted Verona School. We do have ways of getting into Verona School. If something happened, we have keys or passes to get into the schools. In fact, we can get into any of the schools in the Riverview School District if we have to assist Oakmont, or if Oakmont has to assist us. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up tonight.
Chief, do you have a layout of floor plans in all the buildings as well?
We have floor plans for all the schools in the school district.
Very good.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief, be aware that the fire department also has a key too. By chance you'd need that, there's one up on our rigs.
And that's something we did talk about, because I don't know that we have a hard key if the passes don't work.
We have a hard key.
Yeah,
We have a Knox key.
we might have to try to get copies from you.
Well, we got that years ago when Joe Bosco was still there. So
I don't know if they haven't changed over the years too.
they normally don't change a Knox box key like that. You know, we have the Knox program in Verona here too. Just letting you know, we have a key if you would
Yeah,
run into a difficulty.
appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to accept the police chief's report?
I make a motion to accept the police chief's report.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
McCarthy, second by Mrs. Provenza. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Fire chief's report.
It was a light month this month. We only had 7 fire calls, no structures, just all mainly AFAs and one kid hit by a car. It was very minor, very minor. So that's it, 7 fire calls, so.
Can I have a motion to accept the fire chief's report?
I'll make a motion to accept fire chief's report.
Motion by Mr. Conti, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. McCarthy. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. EMS report. He had to leave.
Apparently he must have left.
Do you want to read that, Ray?
Lower Valley Ambulance Verona Borough Report, monthly report for the month of November 2018. They had 6 ALS calls, 7 BLS calls, 4 refusals, 1 canceled, and 3 left assist. Total for the month of 2911 responses into the borough of Verona. They had, for the month, they had 346 calls within their coverage area.
Can I have a motion to accept the EMS report?
I'll make a motion to accept the EMS report.
Motion by Mr. Conti, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Loalbo. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, so we have had the budget on display for 10 days. It was advertised, and it's been out on display. I've answered some questions from the public, and if there's any more questions from council. If not, we would need a motion to approve the 2019 budget.
Can I have a motion to approve the 2019 budget?
I will make the motion to approve the budget for 2019.
Motion by Mr. Conti, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dr. Carpenter. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you. The next thing on the list is Craig prepared a 2019 property tax ordinance for passing tonight. There is no increase. The property tax rate stays at 7.8 mils.
Let me just read it real quick. It's an ordinance of the Borough of Verona, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, enacting, fixing, and levying the real estate tax rate within the Borough of Verona for the year 2019 at a rate of 7.8 mils. And it's the same as we've had for the last few years with no tax increase once again.
Can I have a motion to accept the 2019 property tax
I'll make
ordinance?
that motion.
Motion by Dr. Carpenter, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conti. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
The next thing on the list is a resolution to pass for the sewage rates for 2019. Alcoasand, like we've discussed, but I'll summarize it quickly. Alcoasand increased their rates again, and they will continue to over, I believe, the next 3 years.
At least.
At least. That's just what they've told us so far. We also increased slightly over and above that. The sewage rate starting January 1st, 2019 will be $11 per 1,000 gallons consumed and $22 per quarter.
So I'll read it. It's a resolution of the Borough of Verona, Allegheny County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending and setting sewage collection fees within the Borough of Verona for the year 2019. Motion would be in order.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the 2019 sewage rate resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Suchovich. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Next thing on the list, part of our exec session is, and everybody has it in their sealed envelope, the 2019 to 2022 Public Works contract. We've discussed the changes, and we would need a motion to accept the contract for the next 4 years.
Can I have a motion to accept the 2019 to 2022 Public Works contract?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Conti. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Suchovich. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
The next thing is the 2019 to 2022 full-time police contract. It's also part of that package that everybody received in a sealed envelope, and we discussed in the exec session. We would need a motion to approve the 2019 to 2022 police contract.
Can I have that motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the police contract.
Motion by Mr. McCarthy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Suchovich. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And finally, I just want to update the public on the website. I know it's becoming a long, frustrating battle. I assure you, we are sharing the same frustration. I was on the phone with Nancy for quite some time this morning, going over the remaining grammar and format issues, and we have a list, and I will be meeting with Chris from Upcode, hopefully this week, next week, to go through. I think we need to sit down for like an hour, 2 hours, just me and him, and go through the list, make the final adjustments, and then we're ready to go live. So, as soon as I can get him to sit down at my desk or wherever, we will get that going, and we'll be going live.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your help through this budget season and getting all this stuff done, so.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just some correspondence here for myself. Shirley Davis asked that I let you know that there's a free community dinner with Santa at the Verona Methodist Church on December 19th, 4:30 to 6:30. Is that entrance from Heron Avenue, Shirley?
The entrance is, you can come in either Heron Avenue or come in Center Avenue ramp side if you live on this road or walk or something.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
There isn't any. I know, but he doesn't have anything. The other thing is I have received this letter, and I've talked with both Jerry and Matt about it. It says, "Dear Council, this is from the residents of 3rd and 4th Street. The condition of the alley between the streets is deplorable. We are asking to have it repaved this upcoming season. There are many soft spots, dips, uneven surfaces, crumbling asphalt, and even holes that keep appearing. There are young children that play in the alley, and we are concerned for their safety. Rainwater gathers in many low spots and does not drain properly. Please consider adding this to the list of repaving projects for the year." Submitted by Mr. Paradise, who's on our Planning Commission, in regard to the residents on 3rd and 4th. And this is something that I've brought up. It's the alley, I think, and I've talked with Matt about this, I think it needs to be looked at underneath because the holes just continue to come back. I know that it is a safety issue because the kids ride their bikes along this alley, and I see the bikes, tires getting stuck in the holes and then flipping right over. So Matt said that they will be looking into this. Okay? Okay, Mr. Pitch.
Excuse me, am I allowed to say something?
Well, can you-
I did turn it in.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's just nothing here, so
I don't write it.
Did I miss it?
you just,
Last week, remember you texted
Oh,
me a
you
week
were,
later?
you know what, he was right, he was a week early.
okay.
That was a week early.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the board needs to consider what's going on with the garbage, Waste Management, Republic, on their recycling in the South Hills. There's no glass and certain plastics only. And our contract's gonna probably be up soon, and I'm sure they're gonna be hitting us up on that also. And the biggest gripe that the public had was they're not decreasing any of the costs, back to the consumer. Their prices are gonna stay the same. And they want you to go through all the plastic and look at the bottom. This was on the news last night, and see what's recyclable. I guess they got different grades of recyclability. And I just want to, let the board be aware of that I'm sure that's coming down to this area also.
Yeah, our contract is up May of this year.
Yeah.
So we have to start doing that. Mark and I started talking about it, and we have to go through all that, but he did warn me that there were some changes
Right.
coming.
And the last two things is, I'd like to just thank the public. I'm not going to mention no names because there's just too many people that are involved, and I don't want to forget anybody for all the volunteer work that you've done. And it doesn't go unappreciated. Believe me, it is very appreciative of all the support that you give this, not only this board, but the community. And thank you for that. And I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and have a blessed Christmas with you and your family. And thank you for everything. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Dave, that's my fault.
Sorry.
The week early got me all mixed up.
Yep.
You got me mixed up. I was going to show up Tuesday.
I'm glad I talked to you. You'd have been all by yourself.
It wouldn't have been the first time, believe me.
Mr. Pitch.
We received the contracts back for the Arley grants. We gave them final approval, so they'll be ordering the poles. So we're right on schedule for that to have construction in late spring, probably begin over there. The CDBG project in Diamond and Way, that is going to be beginning on Thursday evening, starting around 7 p.m. It's going to be a moving progress. They're starting at Center. The manholes are in the middle of the road, so for a short period of time, from ARB to Diamond on Center will be closed for probably an hour or two because they have to bypass pump the sewer around the manholes they're working in. Once they complete their work there, they'll move into Diamond Way. Center will be open again. As they move down, there comes a point that you have to have a hose across south, so that will be closed at that point. Once they're done, it will be reopened, and then there's a manhole on James that will have some slight closures as well. I did talk to Kerry. We got it out onto Facebook, and I also talked to the newspaper today.
It's in the Trib today.
Oh, I just
It's online, I seen it.
Wow, because I just
Seen
talked
it,
to him at like 4 o'clock.
online
He's sitting
tonight.
right there.
Well, thank you. So, trying to get the word out there so people know, but the contractor knows to put all the signs up and everything like that. Then it will be occurring again probably in about a month's time, once the material comes in and they actually install the liner then. I'll be able to give more updates as I talk to the contractor and the materials come in. We still haven't heard anything on the First Street reconstruction grant. The DCD rescheduled their meeting from November. They haven't held it yet. I'm not sure they will because of the holidays, so we might not hear until January on that one. I did have a chance to talk to the contractor for the lights at Cribbs Field. He has everything lined up, ready to go to get the 2 additional lights and the scoreboard wired. He was just waiting for a period where the ground could get hard and he wouldn't sink going across the field. Unfortunately, I believe that was last Saturday, we got all day worth of rain, so that set him back a little bit more, but he's eager to get in there and get it done. It's just a matter of trying not to do more damage while fixing the damage that's there. And as far as the paving and everything, Jerry and I have been working on that. For the January meeting, I'll have detailed cost estimates for several different roadways, and we'll have to discuss and possibly pick up which ones we plan on doing. As well as focusing on doing a major project, there are some smaller areas that Jerry and I discussed, and I also discussed with the mayor, one being drainage at the bottom of South Avenue, and another one being that groundwater that's coming out at Center and Athletic.
Yeah, you see the ice on that?
Yeah, so that's some kind of side project that we might be able to fit in with the paving as well. And other than that, I wish everyone a happy holidays.
Thank you. Mr. Alexander?
Thank you, Madam President. A few things to discuss. First of all, we held an executive session immediately preceding this meeting in order to discuss the collective bargaining agreements that were voted on this evening. A lot of work this past month with the year-end, year-beginning documentation that needs to be put together, including the tax ordinance, the budget, the sewage resolution, and those documents, along with, as we just spoke about, the collective bargaining. We continue to meet on a monthly basis with regard to ordinances. You'll see that Dr. Carpenter has a number of ordinances on under her report that I'll pipe in and talk about just a very little bit when those come up. But other than that, that's all I have. I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you back at the turn.
Thank you. Mr. Conti?
I have nothing as far as the road department goes. Wish everybody happy holidays, and thank you for your help and your support.
Thank you. Dr. Carpenter?
Okay, just a few updates on some ordinances. I believe that after tonight, we'll be advertising the brew pub ordinance. There doesn't seem to be any other issues regarding that. And there will be a hearing on January 8th at 6 p.m. For the brew pub ordinance. Is there anything more you need to add about that?
No, it is a text amendment to the zoning ordinance, so it requires, when I said no, I meant yes. It requires a public hearing, so we're going to have a public hearing at 6 p.m. as Dr. Carpenter indicated, and then potentially take action on that at the meeting on January 8th thereafter.
Okay, I don't know why I started with number 2, but number 1 on your agenda is the vacant property in the core business district ordinance, and I believe Mr. Alexander still needs to meet with Mark Stanton about that.
That's correct. There's just some minor stuff that needs to be tidied up on that ordinance. We're also going to be advertising it
Okay.
and potentially taking action on that at the January 8th meeting.
Okay. The Second Street permit parking ordinance, I have a rough draft of here, and it basically outlines where the permit parking will be happening. Is that correct?
That is correct, and establishes the requirements for the permit parking, establishes penalties, and again, that ordinance, once it's in final, Dr. Carpenter will take it to committee, we'll review it, we'll make sure it's in final, and then we'll also advertise that for the January 8th meeting.
Okay, so that, we'll have 3 ordinances that are being advertised within the appropriate time limit for approval on January 8th.
Correct.
Okay. The speed limit change on East Railroad, some research was done around that, and I'm not sure we can actually do that, but you know more about the legal aspects of that.
So what's going on is we wanted to reduce the speed from 25 to 15 in an effort to calm traffic, to make them go slower, to look out for the safety of the residents and the children in that area. And what we've learned is that you can't modify legislatively, if that's the word, enacted maximum speed limits for traffic calming purposes. For instance, the legislature has enacted various maximum speeds in various areas throughout the Commonwealth, and residential areas have a maximum speed limit of 25. No matter where you are, 25 mile an hour is what a residential speed zone is, 55 miles on a highway, 30, 35 through a business district, something like that. And without an engineering study that says that that maximum speed is unsafe to the drivers, that a lower speed is necessary for the drivers to maintain safe control of their cars, you can't lower the speed limit. What you can do is you can put other traffic calming measures in place, like speed humps, which aren't a good idea. The EMS don't like them, the fire companies don't like them because it halts their progress. They have modified speed humps called speed pillows, where there's brakes in the hump so that the axles, they're larger, I guess, and they can get through there without hitting the hump. But there are some other traffic calming devices that you can do. What you can't do is modify your speed limits from what the legislature has said is a safe maximum amount in that district.
Okay. Now, can you do it if you have a traffic study by the engineer?
Right, you can, but the study has to state that the legislatively enacted speed limit is unsafe to drive at on those roads, and that therefore you need a lesser speed limit.
Okay, so the only other thing I could think of in terms of this part of East Railroad around the park is there any reason we couldn't add those crosswalks with the little signs in the middle to at least slow people down, make them aware that pedestrians are crossing? So maybe we could do that.
I don't see anything prohibiting you from doing that. You can throw rocks at the car. No, you can't do that.
Is there any width of the road that, with these things in the middle? I wonder if there's anything.
It's parking. We'll have to give up so many feet of parking on each side.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what Nancy just mentioned with regard to the crosswalks are a good start, and we need to look at it.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, what I don't understand is, okay, you can't put 15 miles an hour here by this park, but there's 15 miles an hour on Center Avenue, on 2nd Street, on South Avenue for Cribbsfield.
If they're by school districts, you can.
Okay.
And I didn't know that this was a park we were talking about either. I thought we were just changing the road, a speed zone on a street.
My concern was that this is a park out here that we've identified as a park. And You know, the park is utilized by the residents for the farmer's market, for food trucks, for community day.
Let's go back and look at what the state law says as it pertains to parks then, as
Okay.
opposed to just changing the signage on any particular street.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's a project in progress, then. We'll keep looking at that. I wrote in here, update on E-Code 360, and that simply is to let you know that it continues to be an ongoing process that becomes more and more interesting as time goes on. But I am working on it. Marcia's doing a wonderful job at helping with that. The other thing I just wanted to let people know is that we have a final copy and signed copy of the letter agreement with Brian Eiler from Outboard Haven, who's going to be taking care of our docks and making sure they're inspected and in good shape, and making proposals for repairs if need be. And I think the only other thing I wanted to say is happy holidays to everybody, and thank you all for attending and supporting Verona. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McCarthy?
Well, got the contract done, that's all. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and thank everybody for everything that they do throughout the year for this borough.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Mr. Suchovich?
As far as the finance and the budget, I want to thank Jerry for all his hard work, and the committees that were involved. Jerry's gotten numerous calls, emails, texts, not only from council, but from the public, which they have the right to do. And he's been very busy, so I want to thank him for what he's done. Other than that, thanks to everybody that helps us do everything, and happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Mrs. LaLalba?
I just want to mention, I was not able to attend the Parks and Recreation meeting this month, but the next meeting is going to be Monday, January 7th, at 7 o'clock here at the Borough Building, being that our meeting, New Year's Day would be the 1st, so couldn't hold it then. Also, Mike Corbeck did mention to me that they were awarded the grant for the feasibility study for the walkway, so that'll be coming about.
Okay.
soon. Also, I would like to thank everybody for what they've done for the year for the borough, and wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Thank you. Mrs. Provenza?
Thank you. We are ready to go to print this Friday, so this is the last call. If you have any ads, articles, pictures, whatever you would like to submit, we need it by Friday morning. If you would please be good enough to get it to us. And also, I wanted to clarify a couple things about our newsletter. I know we had question on it. There was question about maybe prices fluctuating. When we started, the newsletter was small. That newsletter has grown. As it grows, we have more ads, we have more articles, so it's of course going to raise the price. But I do want to say that Rogers and Deterick do our printing, and they actually do it pro bono. They are not making any profit on that. That is their pay back to us for being here in our community, and that is a big help to us. And another thing, Jerry and I are now working on getting our newsletter as a nonprofit. We are paying a lot of money to be mailing this newsletter out. So I thank you, Jerry, for your help and your cooperation in this. This will be a big help to us. And I know that questions came up because there was money shown in the column. That money is not taxpayer money. That money is money that I have brought in as the sales slash marketing director. We have not touched, there is a $6,000 allowance for the newsletter. I have not touched it, and my goal has been not to touch it. And to this point, our advertisers have been wonderful. They have cooperated, they have put ads in, and that is what has carried the newsletter. So I hope that this has answered some questions. I know that these are things we don't talk about every meeting, but I think we're doing well with the newsletter. We have not had to, as I mentioned, go to the budget, and I don't want to do that. I handle that part, and I am trying very hard not to touch the budget. I, too, am a taxpayer, like everybody on this board and everybody in this audience, and I don't want to cause anything that's going to rock ships with going into taxes. And also, website, Jerry, thank you, you did clarify that, because every once in a while somebody will ask me about it. With that, I'll close, but I wish each and every one on our board here, and all of you and your families, a very blessed and a very Merry Christmas, happy and healthy New Year, and I thank you for attending. Please come back and bring somebody with you. Ask a neighbor to come, ask a friend to come.
You need to fill up this side.
Yeah, we need, it's kind of blank here, we need to fill it in. But thank you again, and a wonderful holiday to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The committee, special committee reports, they're pretty much finished up for the year. I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas as well, and our council workshop will be on Christmas Day, so there will not be any council workshop. Council will now hear comments from the public on public-related items.
Shirley Davis with Twin Boroughs Health Ministry. I just want to thank the council for everything that they do for us within the borough and all the people that help us too within the borough. The community dinner that we're having on December 19th is free to the public, always, every month. It's usually the last Wednesday, but because it fell the day after Christmas this year, we changed it to the 19th, and we are having Santa there. I know we also are doing a bingo at the Eagles, which is for the food bank this year, and it's for the Fridays in December. And anybody that comes to it, we thank, and we thank the Eagles for doing that too. But I just want to tell everybody that how much I appreciate how much the Borough of Verona helps with the things that we do through the Twin Boroughs Health Ministry, which is to help families, to take care of children, to serve through the food bank, to furnish clothes for people. This is all done free for everybody, and it's just people that are grateful, to help do these things. So thank you, and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hey, Shirley,
Yes.
just real quick, could you give an address for the minutes for your organization?
The Twin Boroughs Health Ministry is 798 Heron Avenue, in care of Verona Methodist Church, Verona, PA 15147.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shirley, I also wanted to say that you've done a fantastic job on fundraising. I mean, you had a bingo in November that was just, it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. And also, the bingos in the month of December at the Eagles, you are accepting canned goods in that as well, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Anybody that wants to bring anything non-perishable, the Eagles will put that together for us.
Paper products as well, like toilet paper and paper towels as well? Okay.
Even dollar store toothpaste or toothbrushes that can be given to kids. Anything like that is just great.
Okay.
So I thank you for everything.
Very good. Thanks, Shirley.
Thank you, Shirley.
Don Worf, 636 3rd Avenue. About 2 months ago, I had a problem, and I brought it to council's attention about the garbage pickup at my house, and I was told at the time that Jerry said that he would call the waste management company to get some resolution on that. Have you got a chance to do that?
Okay. have you talked with, this is your neighbor who's putting her garbage on your property?
Yes,
And,
that's because the garbage company won't pick it up in front of her curb.
okay, I mean, has she offered an explanation as to why they won't do that? I mean, they've done it in the past.
That's what they told her.
Okay, but,
Mark went up and looked at the property and looked at the backyard
okay,
and determined that we feel that the weeds in the backyard should be managed so that she could put the garbage in the back,
okay.
like everybody else that has
That's
to
2
do
months
it.
now, and I don't think anything's going to be happening this winter. So I don't know, what's the resolution for this? Why can't the garbage company do as they did for Mrs. Root when she lived there? Back the truck up, or someone go down 50 feet, pull garbage up, and dump the truck, and then put the thing back? Why do they have to insist on it being on my corner?
Have you called the Waste Management and asked them that?
No.
That's what should be done.
Okay,
You should call.
Yeah.
I should call.
Yeah.
Or whoever, you should go.
I brought it up to council, they said they would.
thank you.
So no one's called apparently, right? Is there going to be any contact with them, or do I have to take this in my hands?
I would start there.
Oh, you would start there, okay. When 2 months ago, you said you were going to take care of it. I don't understand that. I hate to be the Grinch here tonight, but hey, that's when that wind's picking up now. It's going to blow on your property, my property, everybody's property, and I don't think we want that. So I have to take care of that problem for us. Is that what you're telling me?
Dawn, we're not doing questions and answer. This is a comment.
I'm asking counsel.
Okay.
This is not, I'm questioning counsel here. I need some help.
My question to you is, what have you done? What have
I
you
brought
done
up
about your property?
because of the ordinance. The ordinance says curbside. It was done in the past for the previous owners, and it's not being done for the person that's there now.
That's the comment.
Don, let us look at it and see if we can.
I've given you 2 months. I'd like to have you do it quickly, please, because it's an issue. And it's not her fault. As I told you before, she bought the house unknowingly and wasn't told curbside was in her alley.
Okay.
So that's unfair to her. So this is an issue that's got to be a problem. And if you want to pave the street, how about 4th Street? Down there between 4th and South. There's holes in there that want to swallow my tires. And what about the Penn Hill sewers? Are they going to pay the increase? The sewer,
Craig and I are working to propose
so
that.
they won't do that this year. They'll do that next year then.
Well, we already have an agreement for 2018.
Passed an ordinance, but you didn't bring that, okay. That's all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I know.
Let them do their comment, and then we'll respond afterwards.
Any others? Okay, can I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion for adjournment.
Motion by Mr. Conti, is there a second? Second by Mrs. Provenza, any questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.